Donald Edward McNichol Sutherland, OC, is a Canadian actor whose film career spans nearly 50 years. Some of Sutherland's more notable movie roles have included soldiers in popular war movies such as The Dirty Dozen, The Eagle Has Landed, Machine Kelly's Heroes, as well as a diverse range of characters in such films as Fellini's Casanova, Don't Look Now, Klute, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, JFK, Ordinary People, Pride and Prejudice, and The Hunger Games. He is the father of actor Kiefer Sutherland. Early life: Sutherland was born in St. John, New Brunswick, the son of Dorothy Isabel and Frederick MacLear Sutherland, who worked in sales and ran the local gas, electricity, and bus company. He is of Scottish, German, and English ancestry. As a child he battled rheumatic fever, hepatitis, and poliomyelitis. His teenage years were spent in Nova Scotia, and he got his first part-time job at age 14 as a news correspondent for local radio station CKBW in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. He then studied at Victoria College, University of Toronto, where he met his first wife Lois Hardwick, and graduated with a double major in engineering and drama. He had at one point been a member of the UC Follies comedy troupe in Toronto. He changed his mind about becoming an engineer, and left Canada for England in 1957, studying at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. Career: early work: after quitting the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, Sutherland spent a year and a half at the Perth Repertory Theatre in Scotland before returning south, where he landed a role in the television series The Avengers. In the early to mid-1960s, Sutherland began to gain small roles in British films and TV. He featured alongside Christopher Lee in horror films such as Castle of the Living Dead and Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. In the same year, he appeared in the Cold War classic The Bedford Incident and appeared in the TV series The Saint, in the 1965 episode The Happy Suicide. In 1966, Sutherland appeared in the BBC TV play Lee Oswald, Assassin, playing a friend of Lee Harvey Oswald, Charles Given. In 1967, he appeared in an episode of The Avengers entitled The Superlative Seven. He also made a second, and more substantial appearance in The Saint. The episode called Escape Route was directed by the show's star, Roger Moore, who later recalled that Sutherland asked me if he could show it to some producers as he was up for an important role. They came to view a rough cut at the studio and he got The Dirty Dozen. The film, which also starred Lee Marvin and Charles Bronson, was the fifth highest-grossing film of 1967 and MGM's highest-grossing movie of the year. In 1968, after the breakthrough in the UK film The Dirty Dozen, Sutherland left London for Hollywood. He then made a further two war films in relative quick succession, taking the lead as Hawkeye Pierce in Robert Altman's MASH in 1970. And, again in 1970, as Hippie Tank Commander Sergeant Oddball in Kelly's Heroes, alongside Clint Eastwood and Telly Savalas. Mid-career, 1972 – 2000, during the filming of the Academy Award-winning detective thriller Klute, Sutherland had an intimate relationship with co-star Jane Fonda. Sutherland and Fonda went on to co-produce and star together in the anti-Vietnam War documentary FTA, consisting of a series of sketches performed outside Army bases in the Pacific Rim and interviews with American troops who were then on active service. A follow-up to their teaming up in Klute, Sutherland and Fonda performed together in Steelyard Blues, a freewheeling, Age of Aquarius, romp and roll caper from the writer David S. Ward. Sutherland found himself as a leading man throughout the 1970s in films such as the Venice-based psychological horror film Don't Look Now, the war film The Eagle Has Landed, Federico Fellini's Casanova and the thriller Eye of the Needle, and as the ever-optimistic health inspector in the science fiction horror film Invasion of the Body Snatchers alongside Brooke Adams and Jeff Goldblum. In 1975 he starred in The Day of the Locust opposite Karen Black. Sutherland played the lead character, Homer Simpson, in this drama based on the book by Nathaniel West. He helped launch the internationally popular Canadian television series Witness to Yesterday, with a performance as the Montreal Dr. Norman Bethune, a physician and humanitarian, largely talking of Bethune's experiences in revolutionary China. Sutherland refused a script for this role, saying he knew Bethune's life so well they could ask him anything, and the interviewer ended up with enough material for 2 programs instead of the planned one. Sutherland also had a role as pot-smoking Professor Dave Jennings in National Lampoon's Animal House in 1978, making himself known to younger fans as a result of the movie's popularity. When cast, he was offered either $40,000 upfront or a percentage of the movie. Thinking the movie would certainly not be a big success, he chose the $40,000 upfront payment. The movie eventually grossed $141,600,000. He won acclaim for his performance in the Italian director Bernardo Bertolucci's 1976 epic film 1900 and as the conflicted father in the Academy Award-winning family drama Ordinary People alongside Mary Tyler Moore and Timothy Hutton. In 1981 he narrated A War Story, an Ann Wheeler film. He played the role of physician hero Norman Bethune in 2 biographical films in 1977 and 1990. Some of Sutherland's better-known roles in the 1980s and 1990s were in the South African apartheid drama A Dry White Season, alongside Marlon Brando and Susan Sarandon. As a sadistic warden in Lockup with Sylvester Stallone. As an incarcerated pyromaniac in the firefighter thriller Backdraft alongside Kurt Russell and Robert De Niro, and as a snobbish NYC art dealer in 6 Degrees of Separation, with Stockard Channing and Will Smith. In the 1991 Oliver Stone film JFK, he played a mysterious Washington intelligence officer, reputed to have been L. Fletcher Prouty, who spoke of links to the military-industrial complex in the assassination of U.S. President John F. Kennedy. He played psychiatrist and visionary Wilhelm Reich in the video for Kate Bush's 1985 single, Cloud Busting. In 1992, he played the role of Merrick in the movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer, with Kristy Swanson. In 1994, he played the head of a government agency hunting for aliens that take over people's bodies, similar to the premise of Invasion of the Body Snatchers in the movie of Robert A. Heinlein's 1951 book The Puppet Masters. In 1994 he also played a software company's scheming CEO in Barry Levinson's drama Disclosure opposite Michael Douglas and Demi Moore, and in 1995 was cast as the Major General Donald McClintock in Wolfgang Petersen's Outbreak. He was later cast in 1996 with his son Kiefer and Joel Schumacher's A Time to Kill. Sutherland played famous American Civil War General P.G.T. Beauregard in the 1999 film The Hunley. He played an aging but enthusiastic astronaut in Space Cowboys, co-starring and directed by Clint Eastwood. Recent work. In more recent years, Sutherland was known for his role as Reverend Monroe in the Civil War drama Cold Mountain, in the remake of The Italian Job, in the TV series Commander-in-Chief, in the movie Fierce People with Diane Lane and Anton Yelchin, and as Mr. Bennett in Pride and Prejudice, starring alongside Keira Knightley. He earned an Emmy nomination in 2006 for his performance in the miniseries Human Trafficking. Sutherland starred as Trip Darling in the prime-time serial Dirty Sexy Money for ABC. He played multi-millionaire Nigel Honeycutt in the 2008 film Fool's Gold. His distinctive voice has also been used in many radio and television commercials, including those for Delta Airlines, Volvo Automobiles, and Simply Orange Juice. He provided voiceovers and narration during the intro of first semi-final of Eurovision Song Contest 2009, and the opening ceremony of the 2010 Winter Olympics in Vancouver, and was also one of the Olympic flag bearers. He was also narrator of CTV's I Believe television ads in the lead-up to the Games. During the Games, Sutherland attended some of the events. In 2010 he starred alongside an ensemble cast in a TV adaptation of Ken Follett's novel The Pillars of the Earth. He portrayed President Snow in The Hunger Games in 2012 and reprised the role in its sequel, The Hunger Games: Catching Fire, in 2013. On March 26, 2012, he was a guest on the Opie and Anthony radio show. During his appearance to promote the first Hunger Games film he mentioned that instead of accepting 2% of the gross revenue of Animal House he insisted on being paid a day's salary instead, which amounted to $50,000, instead of the $2.8 million he would have earned had he accepted the offer made by Universal Studios. He also mentioned that he had been offered the lead roles in Deliverance and Straw Dogs but turned both offers down because he did not want to appear in violent films at the time. The role in Deliverance went to Jon Voight and the role in Straw Dogs to Dustin Hoffman. He then quipped, "And then I played a fascist in 1900 by Bernardo Bertolucci." In 2013, Sutherland played an ICC inspector in the international crime drama TV series, Crossing Lines. Personal life. Sutherland was made an Officer of the Order of Canada on December 18, 1978 and was inducted into Canada's Walk of Fame in 2000. He maintains a home in Georgiaville, Quebec. His son, Kiefer, an actor best known for his role as Jack Bauer on the TV action thriller series 24, and his twin sister, Rachel, were born to Sutherland and his second wife, Shirley Douglas, daughter of well-known Canadian politician and the father of Canada's universal healthcare system, Tommy Douglas. Donald Sutherland met his current wife, French-Canadian actress Francine Russet, on the set of the Canadian pioneer drama Alien Thunder. They have 3 sons, Rossif Sutherland, Angus Redford Sutherland, and Rogue Sutherland. His 4 sons have all been named after directors whom Sutherland has worked with. Kiefer is named after American-born director and writer Warren Kiefer, who, under the assumed name of Lorenzo Sabatini, directed Sutherland in his very first feature film, the Italian low-budget horror film Il Castello dei Morti Vivi. Rogue is named after director Nicolas Rogue. Rossif is named after French director Copyright Ric Rossif. And Angus Redford has his middle name after Robert Redford. Sutherland became a blogger for the American news website The Huffington Post during the 2008 United States presidential election campaign. In his blogs, he openly stated his support for Barack Obama. Awards and recognition. 1978, Officer of the Order of Canada, 1983, 4th Genie Awards, winner, Best Actor, Threshold, 1995. Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Actor in a Supporting Role in a Miniseries or a Movie, Citizen X, 1995, Golden Globe Award, winner, Best Supporting Actor a Euroseries, Miniseries or Television Film, Citizen X, 1998, Satellite Award for Best Supporting Actor a Eurodrama, Without Limits, 2000, Canada's Walk of Fame, 2002, Golden Globe Award, winner, Best Supporting Actor a Euroseries, Miniseries or Television Film, Path to War. 2005, Honorary Doctor of Arts from Middlebury College, 2011, Hollywood Walk of Fame, 2012, Commander of the Ordre des Arts et des Lettres, Filmography. References. External links, Donald Sutherland at the Internet Movie Database, Donald Sutherland at the TCM Movie Database, Donald Sutherland at the Internet Broadway Database, On the Money, The Guardian, March 30, 2008.